Can you hear me there, Tiff?
Yeah, I got you.
I found out they're having a senior night here. They're going to do warm-ups first, and they're going to have, they only have like 4 seniors. I don't think it'll take too long, but I'm going to start here in let's go about 3 minutes. Will that work?
Yeah, I can get you in 3 minutes.
What's that?
I should be able to get you in 3 minutes.
Okay. I'm having a little bit of trouble hearing you. This place has got kind of weird acoustics, so I'm going to set you down for just a minute.
There's about 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in this song, and the intro's about a minute. Do you want to go after this song?
Okay, I'm back on.
Okay. This next song has 2 minutes and 50 seconds in it.
Okay.
Go after that.
That'll work. That's when you'll start the intro?
Yeah,
okay.
It's after that song. I can fade and go if you want me to, but it's a
Yeah, this little
song.
ceremony, I think it's going to add some time, so I'm not going to worry about it too much.
Okay. And then the intro is about a minute, so we should be good. Minute till intro. Five, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome, everyone, to Clovis, New Mexico. It's time for Hobbs Eagle basketball live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Ty Friend here with you tonight as the Eagles take on the Clovis Wildcats for game number 5 of the district schedule. Hobbs at 4-0 on the season. The Wildcats at 1-3, and overall big differential there. Eagles at 22, or make it 22-2, and that 4-0 district record. Clovis at the same time having some serious issues with a 4-20 record, 1-3 in district. So some definite differences in teams compared to some years in the past. Hobbs really has had the domination. Last year, got a 2-point win, though, in the paint. Big hit for Michael Mackey right in the thick of the paint. Threw it over the front of the rim before the buzzer and got the win here, but then went back to Hobbs and got a pretty big double-digit win. So Clovis had some issues last time these two teams played. Major blowout win for the Eagles at Tasker Arena, 96-29. Jalen Gore, 24 points in that game, hit 5 trays, also had 4 assists. He also broke the career three-point record in that game at home, so big one for him. Michael Mackey dumping in 18 points and 7 rebounds. Jesus Ramos coming off the bench, 17 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. And Aaron Mora finishing up with 16 points and 5 boards. 4 double-digit scores against Clovis. Eagles hit 8 3-pointers in that game, 5 of those again from Jalen Gore. And Hobbs got the rebounding advantage, 22-17. Kind of low numbers there, but because of a mercy rule situation. Eagles with 8 steals in that game and 20 assists. And big difference in turnovers. Clovis with 26, and the Hobbs Eagles just with single digits at 7. So turnovers really the difference in the game. Transition going good for Hobbs. They outscored Clovis 28-11 in the first, 26-7 in the second. And they were up at halftime by a score of 54-18. They outscored Clovis 23-6 in the third quarter and 19-5 in the second. They went on a 15-0 run to end the third quarter as they outscored Clovis 42-11 in the second half. So complete domination from the start of that ball game, and the Eagles just kind of coasted to the victory as they won again 96-29. So that was a 47-point, or make it that, let's see, sorry, got those low there, 67-point win in that contest. Of course, this past Tuesday night, Eagles winning Game 2 against Roswell, 88-39. Just 1 point shy of the 50-point win there. They had Tyler Box on the free throw line, but the clock ran out on the mercy roll. It was a 1-1, and they don't stop the clock on 1-1s, just 2-shot fouls, so he didn't get a chance to make it the 50-point win that he was urgently trying to get the referee to bounce him the basketball. Never happened. But everybody's scoring for Hobbs in that one. Aaron Mora with a double-double, 30 points and 11 rebounds, so he definitely getting the job done for the Eagles in that one. In fact, in the third quarter, he scored 11 points, double digits in that quarter alone. Also getting some big numbers, Jalen Gore finishing with 20 points. Also had 5 3-pointers just like he had against Clovis in the record-breaking game a few before that. So definitely was taking care of business. 4 rebounds for the Eagles as well for Gore. Other scores including Michael Mackey dumping in 12 points in the ball game and 5 rebounds. He started to come on the last couple of games, had kind of a dry spell in terms of big point production, but he's really getting big in the district as we go along in this one. So those 3 players taking the double-digit honors. A couple other ones getting in the books. Tyler Box finishing with 8 points and 3 rebounds. Again, he would have had a couple more free throw attempts to try to make it double digits, but was shut down because of the mercy roll at the end of the ball game. Ronnie Ross getting some good bench time coming off with 8 points and 5 rebounds. He hit one of the trays for the Eagles. Hobbs against Roswell in terms of their free throw shooting, 10 of 18 for 55%. Hobbs with only 13 turnovers, 28 for Roswell. When it's that lopsided with the games this season, especially in district, the Eagles get the W. That was another one that they took care of business in that one. Hobbs out-rebounded Roswell 40-24 in that game. Mora had 11 boards to lead the squad and a couple of 5s to Michael Mackey and Ronnie Ross. So everything looking pretty good for the Eagles in that contest. Got the record of 4-0 on the season in the district. Last 2 games, Clovis tonight, and then next Friday they'll be at home against Carlsbad to finish it up hopefully with that 6-0 record. They're going to have the national anthem, but also they're going to have senior recognition night here for the Wildcats, so we'll be taking a few-minute break. Let's go to 90 seconds, and we'll be back live here on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube.
You're clear. $30. $15. $10. $5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Back here in Clovis as the Hobbs Eagles get ready to take on the Clovis Wildcats. Senior recognition night going on right now for the Wildcats. They have 4 of those players: Luciano Webster, Juan Hernandez, Andrew Hall, and who was the last one? Carol Dixon. Now, 3 of those are starters for this Wildcat team, and they're on the court right now with their head coach, Isler. Eagles, last time they played this team, we mentioned before the break, 96-29 the final. Nobody got in double digits for the Wildcats in that game. Andrew Hall, their biggest player at 6'6", he had 8 points, was 2 for 2 on the line and 5 rebounds. A couple of sixes, Manuel Gutierrez and Juan Hernandez. Both buckets for Hernandez were trays in that contest. And again, their big unraveling was 26 turnovers. And they didn't have a lot of rebounds either, just 17 for the ball game, but a mercy rule clock through much of the second half. So kind of a rebuilding year for Coach Isler. Wasn't really great last year either, but they're on kind of a downward spiral at this point to try to get themselves back on track with a win against the Eagles tonight if they can get one. But their one district win so far was in overtime as they knocked off Roswell 86-77 in that game. R.J. Nora, the top scorer, with 18 points. Luciano Webster, 16, and Juan Hernandez, 15. So definitely some guys stepping up big there. 4 trays scored in the game for the Wildcats. This was a barn burner from the start. At halftime was tied up at 35. Into regulation, 75. But Clovis won a big run and outscored Roswell in the overtime period, 11-2. And they finished up with a 9-point overtime win. They had a lot of field goal or free throw opportunities, did Clovis. They were 26 of 40 for 65%. So that was their lone district win of the season at this point. Also, too, if you take a look at their recent game, a very close contest they've had with some other opponents. We'll get to those here in just a minute. They're getting ready for the national anthem here in Clovis. We'll take another 90-second break as the Eagles get ready for the Clovis Wildcats on the road, live on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
You're clear.
Have you had a chance to check the internet audio?
Yeah, the audio's good so far.
Okay, thank you.
$30. 15. 5, 3, 2, 1, go.
Starting lineups being announced here at the Rockstabbas Gym in Clovis. The Hobbs Eagles getting ready for their 5th game of the district schedule with a 4-0 record. Clovis at 1-3. Right before the break, talking a little bit about the one win that Clovis did get in district, but they almost picked off Carlsbad this past Tuesday night. Lost only by 5, 46-41. In that ball game, Mora was the only double-digit scorer for the Wildcats. He had 13 points, so he definitely was stepping up big for them. Other guys scoring, Hernandez with 8 and Hall with 8. This Clovis team was actually up early, 5-0 to start the ball game and 10-2 at the end of the first quarter. Carlsbad took the lead in the second, up by 2 at the half, and finished up the ball game, taking care of business in the second half of action. So Carlsbad picks up the win. Remember, they got beat by the Eagles by 5 points just about a little less than a week ago. So they're right on the heels of the Eagles. Hobbs has to continue to roll. Last time we mentioned last year here at Rockstabbas Gym, Eagles having to get that Michael Mackey shot over the rim right in the middle of the paint before the buzzer sounded to pick up the W on the road. So definitely kind of a nail-biter in that one. Eagles starters tonight, Michael Mackey averaging 8.9 points a game, second on the team in assists at 2.9 and 2.3 in steals. He is second in that category as well. Ethan Van Landingham currently tied for third in terms of steals with 1.5 a game, and he's averaging 2.1 points a contest. Jalen Gore, the big-time three-point shooter, with 72 of those gone through this year for the Eagles, and that career record for three-point shots. He's averaging 20 points a game, first in assists, so he's dishing the ball off too, 3.4 a game, and also first in steals. Some defense going on at 2.4. Katre Morgan didn't get a lot of points recently in that last game, but he has 7 for the season averaging a contest, and second on the team in rebounds at 5.8. And last but not least, Aaron Mora averaging 19.4 points a ball game. He's leading the team in scoring and number 1 in rebounds at 9.7. We mentioned Cartre Morgan behind him, second for rebounds at 5.8. Hobbs shooting 46% from the field currently at this point, 31% from three-point range, and they're completely equal when it comes to steals, 13.3 a game and having 13.3 turnovers. So when those things even up, it's your transition game. Getting the ball down court for layups is definitely what's keeping them way ahead of their opponents. If you look at their district games so far with that 4-0 record, they're averaging 79 points in 4 games and only giving up 37. So on the average, winning by 42 points a contest. On the other end, Clovis, who's 1-3, they're only averaging 45 points a ball game. That's 34 less than the Eagles, and giving up 69, which is a total of 32 more than what the Eagles give up when they play defense. So that kind of gives you some number looks there. I know a lot of people say, just play basketball. Let's not worry about that. But that's the situation. Eagles going to be starting with the black uniforms, white numbers and gold trim, and the Wildcats with the white and purple numbers on top, as their big boy's going to go up against Mora to get this thing going. And that is Andrew Hall at 6'6", same size as Aaron Mora. The redhead going against the Hobbs Eagle at this point. And we're ready for some action here. Live on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and of course, Cool 95.7. Aaron Mora gets a quick tip into the front court. Going to the hole with it quickly after a pass from Mackey was Jalen Gore on the left side. Uncontested layup. Already early, the Eagles got the lead, 2-0 in the first quarter. Trap pressure defense, a 1-2-2 it appears, and a ball comes sailing across the far left side as the dribble coming across by Luciano Webster. Get a pass deflection by Morgan. That'll be the first Clovis turnover. Sends it ahead to Mackey with a high alley-oop, and he lays over the left rim and scores. Eagles up early, 4-0 here. Hobbs going on that transition game off the turnover. Trap again on the far sideline. Backcourt is Luciano Webster. Lost the ball, fumbles it up the sideline. Trying to be saved behind the back by Andrew Hall, but already on the line. So another turnover. And Clovis having some issues getting the ball up court so far here on their final home game of the season. Eagles up 4-0 here in the first. Coming across the timeline, stop and go for Gore. Hippity-hop, pass over to Morgan on the right elbow of the free throw line. Goes back door over the head of Mora, though. He was posting up middle of the paint. Ball sails from right to left to the baseline for the Eagles' first turnover. Coach Reese says just settle down just a bit there. Pressure now for Ethan Van Landingham, the one-man wrecking crew deep in the backcourt. Going after each of the guards. Now back to Webster. One-on-one against Van Landingham. Sends it to the far left sideline to Hernandez. Cross-court right back to Webster. Still hasn't crossed the timeline. Finally does. Bounce pass back door. Fade away from the left baseline off the back of the rim for Hall. Picked up by Mora and chucked ahead for the transition. Gets it ahead to Mackey. Double clutch underneath the hoop right side. And he's fouled from behind. Clovis taking some time to get back on defense. It appears Juan Hernandez will be the man to pick up the foul there. That'll be the first team foul on the Wildcats. And that will be the first on Hernandez. That'll send Mackey to the line for his first free throw of the night. He's averaging 75% so far this season. Eagles as a team at 65%. They're starting to improve those numbers the last couple of games. This one bounces about 3 times on the rim and comes off. No good for Mackey. He'll get one more. And he's just shy of 9 points a ball game for the Eagles. Second shot is up, and it's off the back of the rim. No good. Ball loose at the free throw line and picked up by the Wildcats. Brian Weiss having some trouble with Van Landingham. Stop and go on the near sideline. Cross court left, in the backcourt still Hernandez. Double team against him. Returns to the right, picked up by Webster. Up the near sideline from the Hobbs bench. Continues down the baseline. Scoop pass underneath, taken away by Morgan. His second steal. Second Wildcat turnover. And sends it ahead to Mackey. Right side baseline. Down the lane to Van Landingham. Gets bodied into. Defender takes a dive on the floor, but runs into Van Landingham. They get the foul on Weiss, who is sprawled out on the hardwood. That'll be his first personal. Second team foul against the Cats. And now Van Landingham's turn to step up to the stripe. He is 68% this season. Hobbs right now 0 for 2 on the line, though, in this one. Takes his time on the first free throw, kind of off to the right, but somehow zigs back into the net for the first point. Counted for him. Van Landingham gets in the scorebooks. Already 3 scoring so far for the Eagles. Mackey, Van Landingham, and Mora. MVM. One more now for Ethan. Shots up and bounces off the front of the rim hard. Pulled down on the right side of the free throw line and held for a minute by Hernandez. Dribbles to the far sideline left. Returns back deep and gets it back from his teammate back there to the left side. Pass back to the timeline, almost in the backcourt. Weiss saves it, kicks it right wing. Webster going to fire up a 3 from the right side. It's good. Nobody got a hand in the face that time. His first bucket of the ball game. And for the Wildcats, 5-3. Long pass to the other end. There's Mora to put over the right side of the iron. Mora's first bucket. 7-3 Eagles. Here in the first quarter, 5:56 remaining. Trap pressure again. Beating the press, coming across. Left side is Webster. They're going to call a body foul. Mackey tried to slide over to help out Jalen Gore on the double team. Actually, also over there, Van Landingham. They're going to call the body foul. That'll be the first on Mackey and the first team foul on the Eagles. Far sideline left, inbounding. Just across the half-court line is Luciano Webster. Gets it down the lane and driving hard. Making a shot from the free throw line. Weiss kicks out right. Fadeaway 3 in and out for Hernandez. Tipped up in the air. Mackey pulls it down at the free throw line. His first board. Dribbles into the front court. Pass to Gore on the right wing. Top of the arc. Backs it out. Getting some tough pressure on him by R.J. Nora. Slides to the left side off the dribble. Pivoting. Back deep to the timeline to Mackey. He'll hold on to it underneath his left bicep as he's guarded quickly by Weiss. Tries to pass to Morgan. It's loose at the free throw line. Ricochet. And taken away by Hernandez with a third Eagle turnover. Up ahead to a breaking guard, Luciano Webster with a scoop shot right and scores. He's got 5 points. 7-5 now. Eagles still by 2. Jalen Gore going to slow it down, and Coach Reed's going to bring in some subs in a minute. Box and Ramos. Pivots to the top of the arc, does Gore. Kicks to Mackey at the right elbow for the shot off the back of the iron. Tipped around up in the air. Underneath the hoop for the board, pulling it down is Nora. He dribbles through 2 defenders for the Eagles on the near side. Front court now. Double team by Van Landingham and Gore. Cross court left, wide open Hernandez. Spots up a 3 left side, hits the front of the rim, no good. Jalen Gore with the Eagle rebound. He'll take the dribble himself. Eagles going to get across the timeline uncontested. Man-to-man defense. Driving right, Gore on the far sideline. Gets a screen at the time stripe by Morgan. Bounce pass back to Morgan. He comes down the lane. Tries to tip it down to Mora. Loose. Picked up by Van Landingham on the free throw line. He punches it out to Mackey on the right corner. And back deep to Van Landingham, top of the circle. Right behind him to Jalen Gore at the timeline. He'll back it out. Crossover move. Hand on the ball by Webster. Drives to the free throw line. Back door to Morgan. Lays it up with the right. Glass is scored. Count it. And a chance for a 3-point play on the foul. So Trey Morgan getting the scorebook early in this one. They will count the basket, and they'll get the foul call there on Andrew Hall, the big post player. That's the first on him, third on the Wildcats. So Tyler Box checking in, as well as Ramos, and Trey Morgan on the line. Chance for that 3-point play. He's shooting 53% from the line for the season. Eagles right now 1 for 4, and he misses hard off the back of the rim, no good. Underneath the hoop for the rebound, Juan Hernandez. It's his second board. Throws it down the near sideline to Weiss. Back to Hernandez. Gets a double team from Box and Morgan. Kicks it back to the right to Weiss. Now in the front corner, the front of the Hobbs Eagle bench, right wing. Dribbles through his legs. Still not passing it yet. Returns to the timeline finally to Webster. To the near side to Nora. Coming back to get it on the near sideline is Weiss. Drives the right base. Dumps it back on the give and go to Nora. Lost the ball in the lane and Morgan takes it away again. Third turnover for the Wildcats. Up ahead to Mora, who gets bumped into coming down the left lane. Goes to the rack high off the glass and scores. Mora now with 4 points. It's 11-5, Eagles by 6. Trap pressure, Box is going to apply it in the backcourt. Comes across the timeline with the high one down to the right wing to Webster. Spots an 18-footer kind of leaning, and Mora rams into him from behind, deep in the right corner, and the foul. Ball sailed up high in the air, didn't come to the rim, though. So Mora kind of got out of balance that time, and it went over the top. That's going to be the first on Mora, and the second team foul against the Eagles. On the line will be Luciano Webster. Webster spinning the ball in his hands. He didn't shoot a free throw at Task Arena. This one he swishes, though. He's one of their seniors. He's got 6 points now after the made free throw. 11-6 to score. Hobbs by 5. First time on the court for Ronnie Ross. Ross on the season averaging 5.5 points a ball game. His biggest numbers, rebounds, 2.6 a contest. Second shot's up and good for Webster. Got them both. He's got 7 points, 11-7. Inbound to Ross on the far left. Back to Gore and then over to Ross. He'll dribble up across the timeline. Sends it over to the left side to Ramos. Touch pass back to Ross on the give it go. High hook shot off the left side of the glass and puts it through. Right off the bench for 2 points, Ronnie Ross. 13-7. Eagles by 6 once again. Their biggest lead of the ball game. Trap pressure again. They got Ross and Box in the backcourt. Ball comes across the timeline to Webster, right wing. Stop and go against Box. He'll pull it out in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench right. Back to the timeline off the dribble. Zigzags back into Box. Top of the circle. High pass over to left wing to Weiss. Spaces up against Gore. Back to the timeline with the pass to Nora. Nora will hand it off to Webster. Gives him a screen. Then gives it back to Nora. Spades in the lane. Throws up a shot. Sidewinder hook. Gets bodied hard in the air. Ball comes out the left glass, but they're going to call the foul. Posting up big that time was Nora and gets the body foul on the Eagles. That will be their third team foul. That'll be charged to Ronnie Ross, his first. And on the line will be R.J. Nora. Only had 2 points against the Eagles as a starter at that game at Tasker Arena. Had 5 rebounds, though. Makes his first free throw now. So he's the second scorer for the Wildcats. 7 points for Webster and now 1 for Nora. Jalen Gore takes a breather. Let's see who comes back in for him. Looks like Mackey has checked in. Free throws up off the back of the rim, no good. Morgan's trying to battle for the rebound. There's a man over his back, but they call the jump instead. It looked like he was getting bodied up from behind by Hall on the right side of the rim, and Morgan just says, okay, I'll take it, official. Not happy about it, but it's what the call's going to be. 13-8 now, Hobbs by 5. Inbound to the right wing. Getting some traffic as Hernandez. He'll back out of it in front of Coach Reeves on the near right sideline. Crossover through his legs, behind his back, top of the circle, behind his back again. Some Globetrotter action, returns to the timeline. Dangerous throw to Nora, almost picked off by Box. Dribbles left, kicks it out to that side to Webster. Box is sliding with him, right to left up top. Pass to the timeline, overthrows his teammate, but Mackey loses his balance and rams into Juan Hernandez for another foul. Mackey's second, 14th foul on the Eagles. Clock stop at 2:33 left here in the first. Hobbs by 5, 13-8. Clovis basketball on the near sideline in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. Webster to inbound. Jalen Gordas checks back in. He'll try to swat the inbound ball. High pass into the free throw to Nora. He goes to the rack with it, a scoop. Misses on the right side. Morgan or make it Ross gets a hand on it, and it's punched out by Hall, so it'll be Hobbs Eagle basketball. 2:29 left here in the first. As coming across the timeline is Gore. Dribbles through his legs. Comes down the lane, throws him a high-arching shot, and swishes it from the left block. Jalen Gore with the big points coming in. That's his 4th of the ball game. Score now is 15-8. Eagles by 7 with 2:05 remaining here in the first. Pass across the top line to Hernandez. Drives down the lane, hippity-hop, throws up a shot, sidewinder off the back of the rim. Another rebound for Trey Morgan. He outlets to the far side to Ross, comes down the lane, leans and shoots, and they're going to call the block foul. Getting up underneath them that time was Brian Weiss. So he get a chance for 2 free throws. Clock stop at 1:52 left here. So that will be Weiss's second, 14th foul. And a 7-point Hobbs Eagle lead. Ronnie Ross on the stripe this season at 61%. This will be his first attempt tonight. Eagles are 1 of 5 from the line as he makes his first free throw. 16-8 score. Eagles by 8, their biggest one lead of the game. Ramos will take a breather, and on the court for the first time for the Eagles, Samaje Williams. Williams averaging half a point a ball game and a rebound as well, close to 1 assist a game too. Ronnie Ross, free throw up and good. Both of them good for Ross. He's got 4 points. Eagles extend their lead to 9. Getting close to double digits here in the first quarter, 17-8 with 1:52 left. Inbound to the near sideline, a sub, Manuel Gutierrez. Bounce pass middle of the court to Webster. Gets double teamed by Box and Darius Royal, who just checked in. Unloads to Gutierrez on the right wing. Spins out of the pressure. Good job for Williams to slide with him. Back to the timeline. Waiting for some help. Gutierrez coming back to get it on the far side is Mora in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. Right. Stop and go dribble. Trying to get a screen as Gutierrez. He comes and gets a handoff from Mora. They run into each other. Spin move on the near side. Drives right baseline. Dumps it back into Mora. And he gets sandwiched by Samaje Williams and Katre Morgan on the right block underneath the hoop. So they're going to call a foul on the Eagles on that one. That will be the 15th foul on Hobbs as they charge that one to Morgan, his first. Left baseline now for the Wildcats as Manuel Gutierrez will inbound. Throws it back deep. Having to chase it is Hernandez, guarded by Royal. Trying to get a screen from Webster. Slides to the right side off the dribble. Crossover move down the lane. Tries to go back door. Throws it low to Hall. Has to save it, but through the hands and in the backcourt. Trying to chase it now is Mora. And it rolls out of bounds on the far sideline backcourt. Back to the Eagles. That's the 4th Wildcat turnover. 1:05 left first quarter. Eagles up by 9. Their biggest lead of the game at 17-8. Again, a blowout in the first game of the season against these two teams, 96-29. Jalen Gore dribbling through his legs as he gets the inbound ball. 1 minute left in the quarter. Crossover move. Bumps into his defender, Webster. Unloads the pass to Williams on the left wing. He'll back out with the dribble. Uses it up. Throws it back to Gore. They're going to call the travel. They said he shuffled his feet and looked like Coach Issa right behind the play on that far sideline is the guy that got the call that he wanted from the official. So that'll be a turnover for the Eagles. That's their 4th. Both teams with 4 so far. On the near sideline, the inbound is Gutierrez. Throws it in the backcourt. Spinning is Hernandez now on the front side against Royal. Left wing, crossover move. Returns it back to the timeline to Webster. Sends it right side, way outside the perimeter to Roberts. Hands it off behind of Gutierrez right side. He comes down the lane, leads and shoots, knocked to the floor as Jalen Gore got his feet tangled up with him. Box was helping out on that right block and the foul. Ball sailed way far on the rim as they get the foul on Gore. That'll be his first and the 16th foul. So 1 away from the bonus already for Clovis, who trails by 9, 17-8. On the charity stripe, Manuel Gutierrez. He had 6 points in their first game at Tasker. No free throw attempts, and he makes the first here. So now 3 scores so far for the Wildcats. Ethan Van Landingham returns for the Eagles, checking in for Tyler Box. Now 17-9 after the made free throw. Hobbs Lady Eagles at home tonight against Clovis. We'll try to get you a score update on that one at Tasker Arena. Second shot's also a swish for Gutierrez. He got both of them. 17-10. Here come the Eagles quickly across the timeline. Gore on the far side with 30 seconds. He'll back it out. Coming out on him at the half-court line is Webster. Morgan trying to get a screen, but getting bumped hard with the shoulder by Andrew Hall as Gore tried to go up that far sideline. They will call the foul on Hall with the block, his second. 15th foul on the Wildcats. Samaje Williams to inbound on that far sideline with a 7-point lead and 28 seconds left opening quarter. Sends it back to Royal near the timeline. Handed off to Gore, deep right corner. Dribbles up top of the circle to left elbow. Fires up a shot, sidewind, and puts it through the hole. He was kind of moving to the right in the air that time and drops it through the net. He's got 6 points. Eagles back up by 9, 19-10. Clock down to 11 seconds. Driving the lane is Webster. Tries a hook shot, and they call the body foul. Webster takes a slide on his butt through the lane. A chance for more free throws for Clovis. A couple of Hobbs Eagle fans yelling straight up on the defense here. Got the foul call on Darius Royal, his first 17th foul. And that'll put Webster on the line. He's perfect, 2 for 2 and has 7 points. First shot's up and good. 3 in a row for Luciano Webster, one of their seniors. So 8 of the 11 points scored for the Wildcats here in the first quarter. One more shot for Webster coming. This one's a swish as well. He's got 9 points, 19-12. Eagles quickly go with 8 seconds left, coming across Jalen Gore to the free throw line. To the left elbow, fade away, and nothing but net. He was a little up outside that left block that time and puts it through before Clovis can get the ball through for another play, and that is it for the first quarter. 8 points for Gore after that big bucket. 21-12, Hobbs by 9, matching their biggest lead of the ball game at the end of one over Clovis. We'll take a 60-second break and come back on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Very clear. $30. $15. $5. $3, 2, 1. Go.
We head to the second quarter here at Rockstaba's Gym in Clovis. The Hobbs Eagles leading 21-12 by 9 as we enter the second. Points in the first quarter, 9 for Luciano Webster, 4 for 4 on the line, 2 for Manuel Gutierrez on 2 for 2 free throw shooting, and R.J. Mora went 1 for 2 on the line for 1 point. Only 3 scores so far. Eagles have 8 from Jalen Gore on 4 buckets, 4 points apiece for Ross and Mora, and 2 for Michael Mackey. Van Landingham 1 for 2 on the line for 1. It'll be a steal on the first play as Mora got it picked away from him. Eagles have 5 turnovers. Driving down the near sideline, heading to the baseline, getting the ball knocked out of his hands was Cash Roberts. I'm going to say he fumbled out of bounds. That was his first action in the ball game. That'll be a turnover back to the Eagles. There's 5 turnovers for both teams now. Eagles in that first quarter had 4 rebounds, and Clovis had 4, so they were even there. Gore in the backcourt, trap pressure 1-2-2. Trying to go back door to Mora, but overthrows, hits the backboard, picked up by Morgan. Fade away from the right elbow, no good. Put up by Mora with a little fade shot on the left block and scores. So Mora now with 6 points, 2 rebounds. And the Eagles up 23-12, up by 11, their biggest lead. Into the front court is Juan Hernandez. Gives it off on the right wing to Gutierrez in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. Crossover move, top of the circle. Underhands it to the left wing to Hernandez. Sliding is Mackey, right to left. Top of the arc with a pass to R.J. Mora. Drives down the right side of the lane with the scoop high. And getting a piece of the backboard was Mora, but too late. High off the glass there for a bucket for Nora. He's got 3 points. 23-14. Here come the Eagles. Down the lane is Mora getting a pass and goes up strong. And there's a man in his way and putting a body on him, Cash Roberts. They're going to call the charge, I believe. Or maybe not. Maybe a travel on that one. Not sure what that was. The call was that time. Actually, it got Mackey on the foul. That's a legal screen. That's his 3rd. And the 18th foul against the Eagles. And Mackey will take a seat. So on the court, Mora, Morgan, Gore, Samad J. Williams, and Ethan Van Landingham. Inbound to Luciano Webster in the backcourt. Comes across with the pass on the left wing. Down to Gutierrez. Dumps it in the paint. Turnaround jumper on the way for Roberts. Gets the bounce off the rim and in the hole. That's Roberts with his first bucket, 23-16. Jalen Gore with the basketball, stop and go on the front court, spots up an 18-footer, gets his leg kicked out from him, and they call the foul. Ball came short of the rim, but he completely got one leg kicked to the right high in the air by the defender, which is a foul on the Wildcats. That'll be their 6th, and that charge to Manuel Gutierrez, his 1st. Gore is yet to shoot a free throw, has 8 points, though. As he came into the game at 79%, makes the first one there. Gore now with 9. Eagles just 2, or make that 4 of 8 from the line for 50%. Second shot, a swish for Gore. He got them both. He's got 10 points to lead both teams. 25-16. 9-point lead, biggest lead 11 here in the second quarter. Double team in the backcourt for Van Landingham and Mora near the baseline. And before the 10-second call, Coach Isler calling the timeout. He could sense that was going to be a turnover on the violation, but he'll get a chance to talk to his team. Timeout on the court. Clovis down by 9, 25-16 to your Hobbs Eagles. We'll come back in 30 seconds on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube.
You're clear. $15. $5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hobbs Eagles with a 9-point lead here in the second quarter, 25-16 over the Wildcats of Clovis. 6:25 left second. After a Clovis timeout, the ball's inbounded low to Webster at the free throw line, throws it across the timeline. Hernandez in the front court, dribbles behind his back against Morgan. He'll back it out. Sends it the timeline to Webster. Taking some time, dribbling behind his back. Coming back to get the ball is Nora, top of the arc. To the left side over to Hernandez. Dribbles back to the timeline as well. Crossover move. And returns to the timeline again to Roberts. A lot of perimeter passing going on. Kicks to the right wing to Webster. Drives the lane. Scoop from the right to left. Somehow gets it going off the glass. And a foul on Samaje Williams at the push. Boy, he was falling towards the left baseline as he tried to scoop that ball up on the glass and got it to drop. So Cash Roberts now with 4 points. Actually, that was Webster, so he's got 11 now. They get the foul on Samaje Williams, his first, 19th foul, 25-18. Webster's free throws in and out, no good. His first miss, he's 4 for 5, but a rebound down left corner by Nora. Sends it to left wing behind him, and throwing up a 3 and getting it is Hernandez. Nobody guarding him. 25-21. 4-point Eagle lead. Into the front court comes Jalen Gore. Gets some tough pressure by Webster, gets by him. Shot from the left elbow, in and out, but they're going to call the body foul from behind. Not sure they're going to say he was in the shooting motion yet. Boy, the referee gets quick signals at the scores table. Hobbs up 14-4 against the Lady Eagles, I should say, at Tasker Arena. Thanks to Tiffany for that score update. That one in the first half. Called the foul on Hernandez, his second, 17th foul on the Wildcats. First free throw bouncing off the front and back of the rim and comes out for Jalen Gore, unfortunately. He was 2 for 2, now 2 for 3, has 10 points. He'll get one more. Eagles trying to extend their lead to 5. Second shot, a swish for Gore. He's got 11 to lead both teams. Actually, Luciana Webster 11 for Clovis as well. 5:42 left second quarter. Eagles by 5. In the backcourt, dribbling hard with the basketball, throws a helium pass across to Webster, does Gutierrez. Webster comes down the lane hard and lays it high off the glass with another scoop shot. He keeps doing those. 13 is the score for them now, or 26-23, I should say. Into the front court. And slowing it down to Samaje Williams on the far side. Stop and go, crossover to the right wing, down the lane. High arching shot on the way, the runner, but he runs over his defender as well. A little out of control that time as he comes over the top of Webster just inside the free throw line. So a charge by Williams, his second foul, 10th team foul on the Eagles. It'll be a double bonus the rest of the half for the Wildcats, although that was an offensive foul, so no shots on that one. They're going to sub out Williams after the charge. Van Landingham's back deep in the backcourt to take on the guard Hernandez. Pass over the right side to Gutierrez. Steal by Van Landingham. That's turn number 6. He'll take a shot. No, a pass to Gore. Gore shoots to the left side and nails it on the tray. So Jalen Gore getting his 14th point of the ball game to extend the lead to 29-23. They might have called that a 2-pointer on that one. A timeout for Clovis. The scoreboard's saying 28-23, so I think they said his foot was on the line. Timeout for the Wildcats. We'll take a 30-second break and come back on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Very clear. $15. $5, 3, 2, 1, go.
29-23, make it 28-23 after the rule that a 2-point shot for Jalen Gore. Gore right now leading both teams with 13 points. He's at a tray. He's also 4 of 5 from the line. Or make that 3 of 4 from the line, 75% so far. It's going to be Clovis basketball running up on the baseline as Gutierrez in the backcourt. Throws it right to Gore. He does a double clutch over the left side, but he's ripped from behind. Ball sails over the rim, but he'll get a chance for free throws. So a steal for Gore. Kind of a giveaway there for Clovis. That's their 7th turnover, and Gore will go right back to the line. We just mentioned his free throws so far. He is 3 for 4. So that will be Clovis's 8th team foul. Let's see who they got that foul on. That was Juan Hernandez picking up his 3rd, so he's in dire straits, has a tray already, so Eagles could definitely lose him very quickly if they like to. And now big free throw for Jalen Gore. He hits that one. He's had all 5 attempts here in this second quarter and is now 4 for 5 for 80%. 14 points for Jalen Gore, top scorer so far in the game, and extend the lead to 6, 29-23. Hobbs at the end of the first, up by 9. Second shot good as well for Gore, 30-23. Gore with 15. Ball comes out on the near side by a 7-point lead. A steal by Van Landingham. Goes back door to Ramos. Goes up high with 2 hands and puts it off the right glass and scores. That was the 8th turnover for the Wildcats. Van Landingham getting the steal, and Ramos on the scoreboard with 2. Going to the other end after a long pass. Double clutch left of the rim is Webster. Lost the ball, got off the rim, and tipped back out up top. Faking a 3 now is Gutierrez. He'll back it out against Van Landingham. Crossover move. Beats him down the lane. Pops up a shot at the last second. Rolls around the rim and good. Got the touch on that one. 4 points for Gutierrez. It's 32-25. Here come the Eagles. Down court to Morgan, who lays it on the right side with 2 hands. Eagles beating them quickly on the transition game. He's got 4 points. 34-25, Eagles by 9. A long one down to the other end. Left corner to Roberts. Keeps it on the same side to Webster. Puts it back to the timeline to Weiss as he comes right. Slides to the middle or top of the arc and kicks it off left wing to Gutierrez. Back deep to the timeline to Nora. Nora's going to cross over down the lane. Runs into Van Landingham. They're going to say he was still moving. He kind of slid across the paint that time from right to left. They're called the body foul. I'm also going to say that Nora was in shooting position that time as they get the foul on Van Landingham. That's just his first 11-team foul against the Eagles. Nora's 1 for 2 on the line with 3 points. First shot is up, bounce around the rim and good. He got it. 34-26, Eagles by 8. 4:06 left here in the first half, and it's sub back in the big man Andrew Hall, the 6'6" post player, to try to match up with Mora, the same size. One more for R.J. Nora. Second shot's up. It's hard off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound by Mora on the left block. That's his 3rd. Outlet to Gore on the far sideline. He'll come to the middle of the court. Cross over to right elbow. Shot on the way, the J. Air ball that time. And rolls out in the left baseline. You start to hear the Clovis student section moaning air ball. I guarantee you Gore will make them pay by the time this game is over. Ethan Van Landingham's coming out for a breather, and in for him, Darius Royal. The Eagles are going to back off on the press just a little bit. Coming towards the midcourt as Gutierrez off the dribble. Bounces it through 2 defenders to Weiss. Takes a quick dribble to the left baseline, then returns it back to the left wing to Gutierrez. Gutierrez will hold it for a second. Cross court right to Nora. He's going to drive hard to the rack. Puts his head down. Throws him a high shot. Bounces off the rim. No good. Chases it down on the right wing, though, does Nora. His 3rd rebound. Cross court left to the corner to Stone. He's going to fire up a 3 off the back of the rim. No good. And there's Jalen Gore with the rebound near the free throw line. Gore now with this 2nd board. Dribbles hard on the front court. Extends down the lane. Alley-oop to Mora underneath. Reverse lap. Left to right underneath the hoop. And scores. Nice finger control there for Mora. He's got 8. 36-26, and there's a foul at half court. Is getting smothered at the timeline as he came across. Was Luciano Webster, and crumpled up by Jesus Ramos. That'll be his first 12th team foul. So 2 shot fouls the rest of this second quarter. As going to the line will be Luciano Webster. He's 4 for 5 from the stripe. Has 13 points to lead the Wildcats. Battling Jalen Gore for top scorer in this game so far. First shot is off the left rim, no good. So 1 more for Webster. Missed both of his free throws here in the second quarter. Still a 10-point ball game. Shots up, and it's good. A swish on the second. He's got 14 points, 36-27. Eagles not going to wait. Jalen Gore throws it down the right sideline to Royal. Dumps it to Ross. Fadeaway J from the right block, no good. Mora right behind him on the right side. Little hook over the rim and puts it through. Mora with 4 rebounds and 10 points, 6 of those coming in the second quarter. It's 38-27. The trap pressure is back on for the Eagles. Bounce pass up the near sideline, received by Webster. He tries an alley-oop down the lane. It's loose, pulled down by Hall, and flicks it back up top. They're going to say he drug his pivot foot first and got the travel near the free throw line. That'll be the 9th turnover for the Wildcats. Eagles by 11, matching their biggest lead here in the second quarter. Jalen Gore with the ball with 2:45 left in the half. Bring it across the timeline near the scores table near left. Stop and go as he gets by Nora. Up top to Mora. Jump stop. Shot from the left side of the free throw line. In and out, no good. Rebound on the left baseline as it's pulled down by Weiss for a second board. Throws it down to a breaking Nora on the right side. No look pass down the lane is no right to the man himself. Darius Royal with a pick-off. Turnover number 10. Over to Gore on the right wing. 3 on the way off the back of the iron. Long rebound on the near side for Gutierrez for Clovis. He'll dribble to the front court. Down the lane right side. Tries a windmill layup and rejected by Royal. Knocks it out to the baseline and it stares him down. As taking a tumble on the floor was Manuel Gutierrez. Darius Royal says, not in my house. The royalty house. On the left baseline is Manuel Gutierrez. Throws it back deep. Pulling it down near the top of the arc is Norris. Puts it back down to Hall. Spins and throws up a shot. Point blank range to the right of the rim and puts it through. Hall with his first bucket of the contest. He's got his team to 29. Eagles by 9, 38-29. 2 minutes left here in the second. In the front court, top of the arc, Ramos, stop and go. Gets bumped hard by the chest, underhand pass down low, and there's Mora to lead in and shoot and score on the left side. Mora's starting to use his size. 12 points for him, 8 in the second quarter. It's 40-29. Coming to the timeline, a pass to the near side to Gutierrez, gets it across. Finds Nora, who got a bad one thrown behind him, tried to save it, but he stepped on the baseline deep in the right corner, and a turnover right in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. That's their 11th of the ball game. Inbound to Jalen Gore with an 11-point lead. He finds Ross on the left wing, backs up and fires up a 3. It swishes it. Ronnie Ross with a big step back to nail it. Ross has 7 points, 43-29. The biggest lead is 14. Coach Issert said he traveled. Bad pass across half court, taken away by Jalen Gore. 12 turnovers. He'll drive the right side of the lane, goes high with a double clutch and scores over the defender, R.J. Nora. Gore now continuing to light it up. He's got 17. 45-29. Shot from the right baseline for Nora is blocked by Ramos and tried to get a save, but he stepped on the baseline, threw it into the gut of Nora to try to get the ricochet, but it said that Ramos was already on the line. 45-29. 13 turnovers for the Wildcats. Inbound to the top of the arc to Nora. He tends to touch it every play. Dumps it to the free throw line to Hall. Back out right wing to Gutierrez for 3 and off the glass. He kissed that one through. That's his first 3 of the game, 7 points for him. 45-32, we're under 1 minute left here in the first. Top of the arc goes Jalen Gore, slides down the lane, has Ramos wide open left corner for 3, in and out, no good. And getting a hand on his Ross, went over the back on that right block over the top of Weiss and gets the foul. Got to go to the other end for 2 free throws as Ross has picked up his second 13th team foul on the Eagles. Clock stop with 48.4 seconds, and referees are kind of stopping here. That was a rebound after the shot, so it was not a offensive foul in terms of possession, so it's got to be a 2-shot double bonus. They go to the other end. It'll be Clovis shooting the 2 free throws. That's Brian Weiss yet to shoot or score in this ball game. 45-32. Hobbs at their biggest or second biggest lead of the game at 13. Was up to 14 earlier. So Weiss trying to get himself in the books and threw a big chest shot. That's a weird shot. He kind of got his hands tucked under and then just kind of flung it and misses it off the back of the rim. He'll get one more, though. Wearing that blue face mask on his chin right now for some decorative measures there. Second shot off the chest again. Hard off the rim the second time. Rebound by Mora on the baseline. That's his 5th rebound. Throws it up the far sideline, and I believe Royal didn't see where his foot was. It was on that sideline as he steps out of bounds. 6 turnover for the Eagles. There's been 13 so far for Clovis. 44 seconds left here in the second. Hobbs up by 13, 45-32. They sling it down the far sideline to Webster in the front court left wing. Guarded by Jalen Gord. Back to the timeline with the dribble for Webster. Crossover move, goes back left and unloads it to Weiss. Weiss gets a screen from Webster. Back to the timeline with the dribble. Over to right wing to Gutierrez. Clock down to 28. To the top of the arc. Stop and go. Comes down the left side of the lane. Takes a lot of wobble steps there. Throws up a shot on the middle of the paint, and it goes straight up in the air. They call the foul. As coming down with it was Mora. Rebounding foul on Clovis. A low push on that one. Mora's 6th rebound, and they get the foul call on Hall. Scoreboard says that's his second. I have him down for 3, but I guess that's the official numbers up there. That will be the 19th foul, though, against the Wildcats. It's still a 1-on-1 bonus as Mora takes the march to the other end. He's yet to shoot a free throw in this game. Mora shooting 64% from the charity stripe. Trying to extend a 13-point lead. Shot is up and a swish for Mora. He's got 9 points here in the second and 13 overall. 17 for Jalen Gore, so those two combining for 30 points so far. Of course, Mora had a recent game of 30 points against Roswell on Tuesday night. 46-32. Wait for that second shot for Mora, and it's hard off the back of the rim. Ball tipped out to the left sideline, and it's pulled down, actually tipped from Darius Royal right in the hands of Gutierrez. Gets it stolen and taking it to the rack, Jalen Gore on the left side. 19 for him, 48-32 Eagles, up by 16, their biggest lead of the contest. Now we got a hold in the backcourt. Almost getting a steal in the lane was Ross, and trying to get around him was Gutierrez. They're going to say Ross held him. So Ross will pick up another one. That's his third. 14 team fouls against the Eagles. A march to the other end again. Hobbs up by 16, matching their biggest lead of the ball game. And that'll give a chance for Gutierrez for the 2-shot foul. He's got 2 for 2 free throw shooting so far and 7 points. First shot is up, and it's in and out, no good. The lid was on that one. Gutierrez will get one more. 5.9 seconds left in the second. Eagles by 16. Now Gutierrez taking a deep breath and getting a nod of approval from his teammate Weiss on the right side. Second shot rolling around the rim and good. He got it. 48-33. Clock to 5 seconds. Jumping up the far sideline, Jalen Gore slides towards the middle. We got a stoppage of action. Somebody throwing a souvenir ball on the court underneath the hoop that time, and Coach Reeves said that should be a tech. He's out there helping the ref signal that, but they're not going to do it. So to give it to the Eagles just shy of the half-court line on the near side left. Goes into Darius Roy on the right wing. One hands it to Ross. Shot at the buzzer. It's good, a 3! Ronnie Ross nails it from the right wing. Hand in the face, too, and he gets some chest bumps, and Samaje Williams extends 2 hands and shoves him hard back. And the Eagles get an 18-point lead at the half, thanks to the tray by Ronnie Ross, who's now got double digits with 10. 51-33, your Eagles over Clovis. We'll come back in 3 minutes on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Very clear. Two minutes. One minute. 30. $15. $5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Big lead for the Hobbs Eagles here at the half in Clovis, 51-33. They lead by 18. And let's take a look at the numbers here in the first half of action. One double-digit score for the Wildcats. They had 14 from Luciano Webster, one of their seniors. A lot of free throw attempts for him as well. He shot 7 and made a total, or make that, it was 7, excuse me. That's a 5 of 7 from the charity stripe. Also had a tray in the game, so 14 to lead the Wildcats. Manuel Gutierrez with 8 points. He was 3 for 4 from the line for 75%. Also had 2 rebounds. Big drop-off in scoring after that. Their big guy that likes to drive a lot to the hole, R.J. Mora, only has 4 points so far, though, and is 2 for 4 from the line with 3 rebounds. Tray for Juan Hernandez with 3 points and 2 boards. Cash Roberts hit a bucket, and so did Andrew Hall for 2 apiece. And that's about it for scoring for the Wildcats. So far, just 5 in the scorebooks. They had a total of 13 turnovers in the first half and were 10 of 17 from the line for 58%, and just 9 rebounds in the first half as well. R.J. Nora leading with 3, 2 apiece for Weiss, Gutierrez, and Hernandez. And for your Hobbs Eagles, big scoring so far for Jalen Gore. He's got 19 points, and 10 of those coming in the second quarter, and 8 in the first quarter. So lots of stuff going good for Gore at this point. He is 5 of 6 from the line, only missed 1 free throw. Also in double digits, Aaron Mora working on that double-double tonight, 13 points and 6 rebounds. He went a total of 9 points in the second quarter out of the 13 and was 1 of 2 from the line, and again 6 rebounds. And Ronnie Ross, thanks to that big three-point shot on the right perimeter before the buzzer, he finishes with 10 points with 2 trays coming in the second quarter. He was also 2 for 2 from the line. Other scorers, Katre Morgan with 4 points. He was 0 for 1 on the line, had 1 rebound. Michael Mackey had a bucket in the first quarter and finished up with 2 points. Ethan Van Landingham went 1 of 2 from the line with 1 point. Jesus Ramos coming off the bench for a bucket and 2 points. Final totals in terms of the Eagles scoring, they had 7 scores in that first half, went 9 of 15 from the line for 60%, had 10 rebounds, and 6 of those for Aaron Mora, 2 for Jalen Gore, so 10-9 leading Clovis in the rebounds. And one last stat for you there, 6 turnovers compared to 13 for the Wildcats. Eagles outscoring Clovis by 9 in the first quarter, 21-12, and then a total of 30 versus 21 for the Wildcats in the second quarter. Your score at the half, Hobbs 51, Clovis 33. We'll take a final 3.5-minute break as we get ready for second half action live on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Okay. Three minutes. 2 minutes. One minute. $30. $15. $5, 3, 2, 1, go.
Ready for third quarter action here at Rock Staub's Gym in Clovis. Ty Friend here with you, and Tiffany Stuber back at the station. Eagles up 51-33, up by 18. We got a score from halftime at Tasker Arena. Hobbs 8 Eagles up on Clovis 40-12. Thanks to Tiffany back at the station. In boys action right now, the other game from our district, Carlsbad leading Roswell in the second quarter 20-13. And boy, Clovis had Carlsbad on the ropes this past Tuesday night. A very close game throughout. In fact, a lead in the first half, but Carlsbad came back in the third quarter to take over and win that one. Of course, Carlsbad, the last game for the district schedule for next Friday night, so another week rest for the Eagles before that final game, hopefully 6-0 by the time it's all said and done. Going to be Clovis's basketball to start the third quarter. Luciana Webster has it. 51-33 your score. Eagles by 18. Spin move against Jalen Gore, right wing. Puts it back up top to Hernandez. Guarded by Van Landingham. Crossover move through his legs. Goes back door. Alley-oop to R.J. Nora. Came down with it. Come underneath the hoop and throws it up for scoring. And that's the 6-point for R.J. Nora. 51-35. 16-point Eagle lead. Into the front court comes Mackey. Going to slow it down. Give it off to Van Landingham on the right wing. Up top to Jalen Gore, quickly on top of him defensively. Nora gets a screen from Van Landingham, gets knocked back a little bit. Up top to Mora, drives the right side of the lane with one hand off the glass and high over the top of the other big kid, Andrew Hall. Count it. Off the nice kiss shot there for Mora. 15 points for him, 53-35. Eagles by 18. Slowing it down across the timeline is Weiss. Zigzag from right to left, top of the circle. Gives it off left wing to Hernandez. Stop and go, dribbles behind his back. Back to the timeline to Nora. Kicks it off right wing to Weiss. Dribbles and stops. Coming up on top of him is Morgan. Sails a pass down to the right corner to Nora. He'll hold on to it for a second. Gets a screen from Andrew Hall. Drives the lane. Windmill lamp on the left side of the glass. No good. Mora trying to battle him for the boards with the other big kid, Hall. I'm going to say it was last touched by Mora. Both those guys at 6'6". It's going to be Clovis basketball on the left baseline. Down by 18. Quick inbound to the right wing and put back up top for Hernandez for three. A fadeaway air ball. More on the left block for the rebound. He's got 7 boards. Gives it off to Jalen Gore. Uncontested. NBA three from the top of the circle. Hits the front of the rim. No good. Mackey's going to chase it down to the near sideline for his second rebound in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. Takes the dribble down the right side of the lane. Puts it down low to Mora with the tomahawk jam of the front of the rim. I hope you got that on YouTube. Face first there. 55-35. Mora now with 17 points and 7 rebounds. Crossover move in the backcourt. Talk about a pass, too. Luciana Webster now on the front side. Off to the left wing to Hernandez. Pushes off on Mackey. Drives the lane. Leans and shoots sideways out the back of the rim. gets his own rebound on the left block, fires it back up, off the back of the iron again. Howell comes down with it, leads and shoots. He can't get it to drop, and another rebound with a fadeaway in the middle of the paint, and then a whistle. Coach Isser putting his hands up in the air and saying, how long do we have to wait for a foul? But it's going to be against the Wildcats, I believe for a push-off, but they're not signaling the foul for some reason. I guess that's what he's wondering what the call was. I guess a travel, a turnover. That's going to be 14 for Clovis. Gore on the front court with a 20-point lead, the biggest of the game for the Eagles. Comes to the left elbow. No look pass to Mora. Scoops it underneath the left side with a finger roll. Count it for Mora. 19 for him now. A steal on the inbound, and Van Landingham goes to the left side of the rim and scores. Eagles on a tear here. Another Wildcat turnover. They've got 15. And Van Landingham now at 3 points, 59-35. Hard dribble to the front court, near sideline. That's Hernandez, put his head down, and Van Landingham threw a body at him. So that'll get a foul on him, his second. And a first team foul on the Eagles here in the second half. They had 14 fouls in the first half, 9 for Clovis. Clovis ball near sideline, in front of the Wildcat bench. Throws it into the left base to Weiss. Threads the needle to the free throw line. And a little arching shot from the left side off the back of the rim for Hernandez. Chased down the left corner by Mora. His 8th rebound. Sends it ahead to Jalen Gore at the time stripe. He'll slow it down. Coming up on D is Nora. Beats him past to the top of the arc and backs it out. Nora says slapping him in the back. No call. Spin move. Left elbow. Dumps it back to Mora. He's been waiting for those passes every single time. And another easy tip in for Mora. He's got 21 points, 8 here in the third quarter. Jalen Gore continues to get it down to him. 61-35. Clovis calls a timeout. Eagles by 26. Their biggest of the game. We're back in 30 seconds.
You're clear. $15. $5, 3, 2, 1, go.
61-35. The Eagles by 26, their biggest lead of the ball game. 16 Clovis turnovers. A couple of them coming in a row here in the third quarter, and Hobbs starting to try to roll in this one on the road in Clovis. Next to last game in district. Of course, Eagles 22-2 on the season, 4-0 in district. Clovis 4-20 and 1-3. The inbound to Brian Weiss. He's going to take on Ronnie Ross, who just checked in. Trying to do a shake and bake. Shaking his head a lot, too. Crossover move with his left hand, top of the circle. Spin move to the right elbow, then jump stops. Kicks it up top. Coming down with it is Hernandez. He'll back it out to the timeline with 4:40 left third quarter. Underhand pass over to Nora. Right sideline. Underhands it to Webster as well. Crossover for Weiss, actually. Over to Webster on the left wing. Touches it behind him to Hernandez. Dribbles behind his back. Left side. Hippity hop down the lane. Double clutch on the glass. Comes off the front of the iron. No good. Rebound middle of the paint by Webster. Dumps it down to the right block to Hernandez. Hook shot underneath. No good. And there's another rebound for Aaron Mora. He's got one more, and he's got a double-double. He's got 9. Pass down the lane to Ross. Has to save it on the baseline. Stripped out of his hands by Weiss for turnover number 7. Clovis tried to get it across the time on a ricocheted pass. Hernandez comes down with it. Dumps it down to Hall with a hook shot from the right baseline. Good from 10 feet. He's got 4 points. 61-37. Eagles still up by 24. Box in the front court after coming off the bench. Crossover move. Lost it off his foot and kicks it. And taken away by Brian Weiss. 8 turnovers. Weiss in the front court. Spin move down the right side of the lane. Jump stop and shot and puts it through the glass in the hole. Count it for Weiss. He's got his first bucket of the ball game. 61-39. Hobbs basketball. Jalen Gore up by 22. Hard drive to the free throw line. Gets double teamed. To box left corner. 15-footer. Nothing but net. Box off the bench for a bucket. His first of the ball game. 63-39. Back to a 24-point game. Brian Weiss stop and go against Tyler Box in the backcourt. A one-on-one matchup here. Slows it down as he comes to the far sideline right. Zings it to the top of the arc to Nora. Drives the right side of the lane. Reverse layup left and tries to throw it back up over his head and is fouled. Got converged on by Ramos and Ross that time. See which one gets the foul. That'll go against Ross. His 4th personal. And the second team foul against the Eagles. That'll put Nora on the line. They were 10 of 17 at the half for 58%. And Nora 2 for 4 for 50% with 6 points. First free throw is up and a swish for Nora now with 7 total. Darius Royal check in for Aaron Mora, who takes a well-deserved breather after 4 buckets and 8 points here in the third quarter to get this back up to a 23-point lead. Nora back on the line. Trey Morgan on the court for Hobbs as well. Second shot here for Nora is up, and it is good. A switch. Rainbow shot on that one. 8 points for him, 63-41. Hobbs still up by 22. Gore thrown across the timeline to box right wing. No look pass back to Gore. Pops the shot from top of the arc. 3 and sings it right through the hole. Jalen Gore, 22 points. And that's his first tray of the ball game. And a steal on the inbound. Darius Royal with the hook shot over the middle of the rim. Counted for him as Royal gets in the books. And that'll be another turnover, 17 for Clovis, 65-41. Dribbling in the backcourt now is Brian Weiss. 68-41 after the three-point shot. Spinning in the right corner after the pass as Nora goes right baseline. They're going to say a push in the back as Royal got a step behind him and extended his arms. So Royal now with 2 fouls, 3 on the Eagles as a team. Actually, correction, going to change that. That's going to be Jesus Ramos picking up his second. So Royal will stay at 1. Clovis basketball on the right baseline as inbounding will be Webster. Kicks it into the right wing to Nora. Backs into box, drives base, spins at the right block. Gets stripped underneath by Ramos. Another turnover for Clovis, their 18th. He'll bounce pass it to the left side of the lane. High shot for Box off the back of the rim and pulled down by Weiss on the far sideline. His third rebound. Outlet to the timeline, overthrows Hall. Taken away by Darius Royal, turnover number 19. Royal's going to go to the lane himself. An extended finger roll on the right side, lays it in. He's got a couple of buckets here in this third quarter. 4 points for Royal, 70-41. Into the front court come the Wildcats. Webster, top of the circle, slows it up and backs away from Royal. Down to 2 minutes left, third quarter. Unloads the left wing to Weiss. Gets a screen from Nora. Was going to shoot a tray, decides against it. Throws it up top instead to Hernandez. Dribbles behind his back, spins in the left elbow. Kick out left for 3 for Nora off the back of the rim. Tipped up in the air and pulled down on the baseline by Jalen Gore, his third rebound. Dribbles to the far sideline, slings it down to Box in the front court. To Ramos left corner, fakes a 3, gets the defender out on him. Weiss spins against him, stays out in the corner though. One hand bounce pass to Royal on the left block is stripped, but Royal gets it back on the steal, goes to the rack again with another scoop shot right and scores. 20 turnovers for Clovis, 9 turnovers for the Eagles, but Royal makes them pay with his 6th point. 72-41. Dribbling across the timeline, Webster slowing it down, his team down by 31, their biggest deficit of the ball game. Coming back to get the basketball is Hernandez. Slings over the right side to Weiss. Far side. Kicks it back up top to Nora. He's just going to hold on to it and backs out to the timeline, trying to challenge Royal to come out on him. Gets a screen by the big man Hall. Spins in the lane. Reverse layup right. Gets bodied to the floor and a foul. Royal hipping him that time. Count the bucket for Nora. 72-43. Foul on Royal. That's his second. 14th foul on the Eagles. It's a 4-0 foul count now, and now Nora's going to get a free throw on top of that. Substitution Manuel Gutierrez checks in for Weiss. Also taking a seat is Hall. See who checked in for him. Oh, looks like Cash Roberts. 72-43. 29-point lead for the Eagles. Been as big as 31 here in the third quarter. Nora made the bucket, and the free throw hard off the back of the rim. Jumping forward is Royal on the left baseline. Throws a bad pass to the near side on the turnover. Coming down the lane left, double clutch, and scoring over the rim. Foul, too, as pushing him was Jalen Gore. So going to count the basket on that one. As putting it through was Hernandez. After the steal, 72-45. That is the 15th foul against the Eagles, and the second for Jalen Gore. Chance for that three-point play for Juan Hernandez. Shot is up, and it is good. He's got 6, 72-46. Eagles coming across the timeline with Gore. Crossover to the right wing, steps back, fires a 3, and there you go. He takes a peek over to the Clovis bench, shaking his head yes. Gore now with 2 trays here in the third, and 25 points. 75-46, going down the lane right side and get hammered hard. Looks like Webster got hit in the head that time. Eagles trying to swat the shot. And a chance for 2 free throws. I believe that's Jalen Gore. That'll pick up his third. And the 16th foul against the Eagles. 6-0 foul count. 75-46. On the line will be Webster. He is 5 of 7 from the charity stripe with 14 points, but he's yet to score here in the third quarter. First shot's up and good for Webster, now with 15. Clock to 30 seconds left, third quarter. Eagles up by 28 here in the late parts of the third. Again, next Friday night, Eagles will be at home to finish up their district schedule against Carlsbad, who was leading by a slim margin over Roswell tonight in the second quarter. Second shot is up and good. Webster got them both. He's got 16. 75-48, 30 seconds left in the third. Jalen Gore comes across the timeline. Hard dribble to the free throw line. Shot from the middle of the paint. Jay off the back of the rim. Tipped up in the air and rebound left side is Webster is second. He'll dribble with the basketball left to right against Royal. Hard across the timeline. Spins down the lane. Tries to throw it behind his head to the left corner, but overthrows his teammate to the baseline. Sails out of bounds to Cash Roberts. That's the 21st Clovis turnover. 12.6 remaining in the third. Quick inbound for Ramos, who gets it back from Gore in the backcourt. Near side, comes across to the dribble. Floats it back to Gore with 7 seconds. Left side to Box. He'll jack up a three. Rainbow jumper in and out, no good. Ripped down in the left block by Webster, and he drives to the Hobbs Eagles sideline on the near right left. And wait a second here. Coach Isser ran out on the court. It looked like he might have stepped on the sideline. The ref called it. And then Isser was saying, pointing at the Hobbs Eagle bench for some reason. He ran across the timeline yelling at the official. So they just didn't let the shot come off for some reason. I think the Isser thought that maybe he blew the game dead before the actual buzzer went off. So I'm not sure what that was all about. But regardless, the Eagles with a very hearty lead, 75-48, up by 27. We're coming back in 30 seconds from Rock Stavis Gym in Clovis.
You're clear. $15. Five, 3, 2, 1, go.
Eagles up by 27. Boy, we got coaches screaming at the refs. One of the assistants for Clovis had to be held back by another assistant. Coach Isser was ripping before that. We got a referee in the huddle now having some heated words with one of their assistant coaches. That was during the timeout. Eagles up 75-48. Your scoring so far, just 2 in double digits for Clovis. Luciano Webster, 16, only 1 bucket, or 2 free throws, I should say, in the third. And R.J. Nora with 10. For your Hobbs Eagles, everybody getting a piece of the pie. Jalen Gore with 25. He hit 2 trays in the fourth quarter. Aaron Mora with 21 points, 46 between those two, and 10 for Ronnie Ross. Eagles with just 11 turnovers and 21 for Clovis. That's the way it's been all season. The Eagles, when they take care of business on the defensive side, it leads to transition points. Coming across the timeline for Clovis to start the fourth, Luciano Webster. At the time as he comes across against Van Landingham. Coming back to get the ball, R.J. Nora. Sends it to the left wing to Hernandez. Crossover move to his left hand against Mora now on the baseline. Hippity hop in the middle of the paint. Jump stop. Kicks it up top to Gutierrez. Lost the ball for a second. And returns to the timeline to Webster. Coming back to get it again is R.J. Nora at the time stripe. He wants to take on Morgan. Spins against him. Returns left wing to Hernandez. NBA 3 on the way. Off the back of the rim. Ripped down by Van Landingham on the right block. That's Ethan's first rebound. Outlet to Gore at the timeline as he comes across with 7:15 remaining. He wants it clear out on the left side. Goes left wing. Jump stop. Goes in the paint to Mora at the free throw line. Turn around Jay, an air ball. Rebound Morgan. Fade away from the right block and puts it through the hole. Contre Morgan with 6 points and 2 rebounds. 77-48. And there's a contest in the lane. It looks like Mackey take a slap there at Luciano Webster and gets the foul. That'll be the 4th on Mackey. 17th foul already, and that will be 1-1 for Clovis. 7-0 foul count as Clovis takes the march to the other end. On the line will be Luciano Webster. He is 7 of 8 from the charity stripe with 16 points. Only scored 2 free throws, though, in the second half so far. Was 4 for 4 to start the ball game. That back in the first quarters. Kind of shooting off the shoulder right side, but he puts it through. He's got 17. 77-49 here in the fourth quarter. Couple of dribbles for him, and the shot after a deep crouch is up and in and out, no good. Pulled down by Mora on the baseline. He's got a double-double now, 21 points, 10 rebounds. That was his 10th. In the front court, Gore, shot from the right elbow, and off the front of the rim, no good. Pulled down in the left block by Nora, his 4th board. Trey Morgan from behind reached over and pulled the ball out of the top there, and they called the body foul from behind. So Van Landingham and Morgan in the area that time, and the referee says it's okay to come over the top, but you can't chest him up from behind, and Coach Reese had some words for the officials on that one. So Morgan will pick up his second 18th foul. And more free throws for Clovis. That's pretty much what Coach Reese is talking about. It's the foul differential here, 8-zip. They don't even know which player is going to shoot the free throws. Everybody looking around, and it looks like Nora started running over to the Hobbs Eagle bench. I think he lost a headband or something. He just put back around his head. Actually, that was his mask, actually. It wasn't his headband. It's a mask. So that'll be Nora on the line. He is 4 of 7 from the charity stripe. And in and out of the free throw, no good. Pulled down on the right block by Mora with 11 rebounds. Outlet to timeline to Gore. Down to 6:40 left in the game. Eagles up by 28. Crossover move to the right and then jump stop. Gives it off to Morgan. Spins at the free throw line. Back door to Mora. Goes to the rack with it with a nice finger roll on the right glass and puts it through. Mora with 23. 79-49. Eagles now up by 30. Clovis gets a ball fumbled right into Ethan Van Landingham. Tried to get a grip on it near the scores table on the near sideline, and I think he might have rammed his arm into the scores table trying to shake it off there. Almost had a steal on that one. Ball sails out of bounds in front of the Clovis bench, and I think he rammed his elbow because that, you know how that feels, that nerve shooting right up the arm. Clovis will inbound right in front of the scores table. Next to the Clovis bench on the near sideline left. Weiss will check it back deep in the backcourt to Hernandez, and coming back with him is Gore. Stop and go for Hernandez, going left behind his back now in the front court. Coming to get it is Weiss on the right wing. Hippity hop, jump stop, right elbow. Got the ball stripped by Van Landingham, but picked up at the top of the circle by Roberts. Sends it left wing to Hernandez. Dribbles behind his back, fumbles it off his knee, but he backs it out against Mora. Doesn't want to have anything to do with that 6'6" post. Crossover move, spins. Dishes back again to Gutierrez now. Well outside the perimeter left. Back to the timeline to Nora. Nora's going to hand it off, coming from right to left to the hands of Hernandez. Backs into the free throw line and puts it back up top to Gutierrez. They did this at Tasker, too, running a lot of clock. To Nora on the right wing, drives the lane, leans and shoots on the right side. No good. Pulled down by Mora again, his 12th rebound. Sends it back to Gore on the far sideline. He'll bring it across with 5:35. 79-49. To the left wing, jump stop with 2 feet. Underhands it back to Van Landingham at the timeline. High one over to Mackey, right wing. Trying to post up Morgan on the right block, but throws it right to Nora. That'll be the 12th Eagle turnover. Nora's going to take the dribble himself with 5:20 remaining, down by 30, though. And this is exactly what happened in that game at Tasker. The slowdown in the fourth quarter with a double-digit deficit. Pass to Weiss on the left wing. Kicks it up top to Hernandez. Dribbles to the left corner. Returns it back to the top of the circle to Roberts. Over to right side to Weiss. Putting a screen by Roberts. Cross court left to Nora, hands behind to Gutierrez, tries to get it back to Nora. It's deflected right back to him by Gore, but then he gets the dribble to the left corner. 15-footer, swishes it, does Gutierrez. He's got 10 points. 79-51. Here come the Eagles. Into the front court, Gore. Bounce pass, high post right. Pivoting is Morgan. Threads it down to Mora. Fadeaway hook shot from the right side, getting pushed in the chest on the right block. It comes off the back of the rim, but a foul. He is dominating underneath, just opening his arms up, waiting for passes and cutting to the hoop and going hard. So a foul going to be against Clovis as they charge that one to Nora, his second. And that'll just be the first foul in the second half for the Wildcats. 8-1 foul count as Mora will step up. He's 1 of 2 from the line. Hasn't shot since the second quarter from the free throw stripe and has 23 points and 12 rebounds. First shot at the back of the rim, no good. So a 28-point lead for the Eagles with 4:41 remaining here in the fourth. Hobbs wanting to run that record to 23-2 and 5-0 in district. One more shot for Mora is up, and this one bounced around the rim and good. He's got 24 points. Eagles hit 80 now, 80-51 your score. Inbound to the near side to Gutierrez, double team with Mackey and Morgan. He tries to dribble backwards. Now he's going to half heave it across the timeline. Picked up by Nora, drives the lane, reverse, and he lost the ball. He ran into his own teammate on the left block. Cash Roberts, I guess they're going to say the Eagles might have got him from behind on the arm, pulled him back a little bit. He went head first into his teammate, though. They're going to call the push on the Eagles as they charge that one to Van Landingham. That's his third, and the 19th foul against Hobbs. So Nora will go back to the line. He is 4 for 8 for 50% with 10 points. Is yet to score in this fourth quarter. First free throw hard off the left rim, no good. Mora, a starter. He was in the last game, too, at Task Arena. Only had 2 points in that ball game, so got some disappointing numbers for him. He's got a good quick move to the hole, but the touch is the issue so far. Second shot, a high one, bouncing off the front of the rim. There's Mora with the one-hand rebound. He's got 13 of those. Up the near sideline right to Van Landingham. Stop and go. Shot from the right baseline. 15-footer. It swishes it. Whole bench jumping up for glory on that one. Van Landingham with 5 points. And a steal on the inbound by the Eagles. Van Landingham on the right side. He tries to throw it down low and it's picked off for Clovis. So turnover apiece for both teams. Into the front court, the pass down to the right corner to Hernandez. Drives the lane right, middle of the paint, tries a fade shot, sideline, and it gets picked up by Mora on the left baseline. So Mora now with 14 rebounds. Sends it ahead to Gore on the left wing. Crossover move to the free throw line. Big step back, throws up a 15-footer off the back of the rim. We got some shoving underneath on the rebounds. See what this is going to be against. I think they're going to hit Catre Morgan on that one. He's got 2 hands in the back of Cash Roberts. So Morgan now with 3 fouls. The Eagles now 10 total as a team, so that means Clovis in the double bonus. The remaining 3:52 of this ball game. So big turn of events there for Ethan Van Landingham with a couple of steals there. Getting a bucket, now has 5 points as Clovis heads to the other end. They've had 23 turnovers, 13 for the Eagles. On the line is Cash Roberts, hasn't shot a free throw yet. First one is up and rolling around the rim and good. He's got 3 points. Samaje Williams and Jesus Ramos come on for the Eagles as Van Landingham takes a breather. That bench is loving him after that switch from that right baseline seconds ago. Back on as well as Michael Mackey. Second shot for Roberts is up, and it's good. He got them both. He's got 4 points, 82-53. Eagles by 29. Biggest lead has been 31. In the front court, Gore in front of Coach Reeves on the near right sideline. Going hard against Nora. Stop and go. Top of the arc to the free throw line. Kicks it back to Williams on the right wing. And Gore gets it back. Gets Nora to go around him and then throws up a 3 out the back of the rim. Pulled down by Mackey on the left baseline. His 3rd rebound. To Gore in the left corner. Gets a double team. Falls towards the baseline and throws it to Mora, middle of the paint, back door. There's Ramos to the lane on the right side, and a slap of the backboard by Andrew Hall. A little bit too late on that one. 4 points now for Ramos, 84-53. A 31-point Eagle lead to match their biggest. In the front court, shake and bake for Weiss. Spins against Williams at the free throw. Kicks out right wing to Gutierrez. He wants a clear out. Pass instead to the right side to Nora. Nora will just hold it. Puts it up top to Roberts. Slings it to the left side. Holding on to his Gutierrez on the pivot. Gets a screen from Hall. Drives the left lane. Scoop is rejected by Mora. Right to the Clovis cheerleaders on the left baseline. The Hobbs up by 31. Just under 3 minutes left here in the fourth. It's going to be Clovis basketball on that left base. To inbound is Gutierrez. Bounces into Nora left block. Tries to pass down the lane off the foot of Mackey. Late whistle on that one. Looked like he threw it at Mackey's foot. And if that happens, it's not a violation, but the official thought he must have extended his foot just a bit on that. So we'll be Clovis basketball on the right base now underneath their hoop. Send it back deep to Nora on the free throw line. He'll back it out top of the circle. Now to the time stripe. Unloads to Gutierrez right wing. He just hold on to it. Screen by Hall. Kicks it over to left wing to Roberts. Top of the arc going left to right. Pass to Weiss near the timeline right. Top of the circle off the dribble. Backing into Williams on the left elbow. Back to the scorer's table left side. Crossover move. Get another screen from Hall. Fires up a 3 on the left wing and swishes it. Mora came out to try to block him a little bit too late. So a 3 shot for Weiss. He's got 5 points. 84-56. Coming down the lane. Hard and getting knocked hard is Ramos. Mackey tried to rebound on the right to clean it up, but the foul called first as Ramos got shoved down to the baseline. They get the foul on the Wildcats. That's charged to Hall, his 3rd. Second team foul on the Wildcats. 10-2 foul count right now as Ramos will step up for free throws. He's got 4 points so far. First one's up and no good off the back of the rim. Ramos checked into the game at 70%, one of the better free throw shooters for the Eagles. Subs coming in for Clovis on the court. Jaden Levenshone, he's not played in the game so far as, boy, their starter's going to leave. He's been on the free throw line quite a bit tonight. R.J. Nora, but went 0 for 4 here in the second half. The last of his free throws. Ramos' second shot is up and good. He made 1 of 2, has 5 points, 85-56. Eagles by 29 with 2:22 remaining. Inbound on the far sideline, backcourt to Gutierrez. Double team with Royal and Samaje Williams. Bounce pass to the timeline, brought across by Levenshone. To the left wing. Got some very bright orange shoes. Throws the ball back up top to Roberts. Almost got it stolen by Box. Unloads the left wing to Levenshone. To the top of the circle, going left to right. Backs it out to the timeline against Royal. Sends the ball to the far right sideline to Jetstone, who had just checked in. Gets a screen from Hall. Pass to the left wing is behind his teammate and goes out of bounds to the Clovis bench, intended for Roberts. And it'll be a Wildcat turnover. That is their 24th. I think Coach Isler's going to call the timeout to get some subs in here. 1:54 remaining here in the fourth. Eagles with a big 29-point lead. 85-56. We'll come back in 30 seconds. Make it 60 on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Very clear. $30. $15. $5, 3, 2, 1, go.
85-56, Eagles by 29 here at Rock Stubbs Gym in Clovis. 1:48 remaining after the timeout. Samaje Williams with the basketball. We got a final score coming in from Lee County tonight. Lovington defeats Artesia 57-55. Pass down the lane from Williams is picked off in the paint, taken away by Roberts for the 14th turnover. Pass deep back to Carl Dickinson. He's one of their seniors. Comes across the timeline, seeing his first action. Unloads to the right wing to Gutierrez. 1:28 remaining. Eagles with a comfortable lead. Dribbles the top of the arc, comes down the left lane, pivots. Kicks it out to the right wing. Dixon thought about a three, instead returns it back to Gutierrez on the right side. Outside the ring. Bounce pass up top to Levenshone. Comes to the left. Tries to bounce it to the sideline. Taken away by Royal. Wildcats now with a total of 25 turnovers. Pass across the timeline to Ramos. Crossover move. He's going to spot shot a three from the top of the arc. Off the front of the rim. No good. Middle of the paint rebound for Jet Stone. Stone hands it off to his guard. That's Carl Dickinson. He'll take on Box up the far right sideline with 52 seconds remaining. Into the front court. Coming to get it. Right side is Gutierrez. Getting a screen from Levenshone. Drives the lane right side. There's a high archer and throws over the right rim and scores. So Gutierrez now with 12 points. 85-58 Eagles. Here comes Ramos in the front court. Double team against him. Bounce pass to Williams coming down the lane. He dishes out right wing, but he puts his shoulder down and runs over the defender. I believe they're going to call the offensive foul. Yes, they are. That'll be charged to Williams, his third. He's had 2 charges called against him in this game. He just kind of got out of control there after he threw the ball to the right wing. That's the 11th team foul on the Eagles. 34 seconds remaining. That also was the 15th turnover. The inbound on the near side is caught by Jet Stone. Returns it deep to Dixon. Dixon up the left side. Gets a double team. Throws it back deep to Gutierrez. Double team by Box and Williams. Tries to get through him and steps through, and they call the 10-second violations. The ball came across the timeline for another Wildcat turnover, 26 in the ball game. Should also mention Gilberto Miranda is now on the court for the Eagles. With Royal, Ramos, Williams, and Box. Inbounding will be Williams on the far sideline, on the left of the court, front side. Gets it into Miranda on the left wing, returns to Williams at the timeline with 20 seconds. Guarded closely by Stone, dribbling through his legs. Gonna come right. Jump stop, pass up top to Royal with 12. Gives it off to Ramos, but he looked the other way. Ball was loose and picked up by Levenshone for an Eagle turnover. He'll come down the lane reverse, high arching hook shot and gets over the right side and scores on the rim. So Levenshone with his first bucket, and that'll be the last shot of the ball game. Final score, 85-60. Eagles winning by 25 here in Clovis. So Hobbs involving their record so far this season, undefeated, 5-0 in district, and improved overall to 23-2. We'll take a 3-minute break, come back with the Hobbs Eagle post-game show on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube.
You're clear. How long did you need, Ty?
3 minutes, please. If you can get me a girls' score, if you could, please.
Two minutes. One minute.
Please add a 30.
Okay. One minute. $30. $10. 5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to Rock Staba's Gym here in Clovis. Big win for the Hobbs Eagles on the road tonight, 85-60. So they win by 25. And the next to last game of the district schedule, of course, the Eagles will be back in action next Friday night. They'll be at home at Tasker to take on Carlsbad. That will also be senior night. So lots of stuff to talk about here in the postgame. First of all, for Clovis, in terms of their scoring, they had a couple of players, actually 3 in double figures in this game. Luciano Webster finished with 17 points. He went 8 of 11 from the charity stripe, had a tray, and 2 rebounds. So he was the top scorer. Manuel Gutierrez finishing with 12 points. He had some free throw opportunities as well, 3 for 4 and 2 rebounds. And last but not least in the double digits, R.J. Nora, 10 points and 4 rebounds. His problem was free throws. He was 4 of 10. Had a great quick step, went to the hole quite a bit, but just could not convert those freebies there on the line. So 3 in double digits for Clovis. Brian Weiss coming off the bench for 5 points. He had a tray, 0 for 2 on the line, and 3 rebounds. Cash Roberts with 4 points, a bucket, and 2 for 2 free throw shooting. Juan Hernandez with 6 points, including a tray and 1 for 1 on the line. Jaden, and 3 rebounds as well. Jaden Levenshone had a bucket for 2 late in the fourth quarter. And Andrew Hall, the big post player, only 2 buckets in the game and 4 points. So Clovis ends up with 8 scorers in the book in terms of free throws. They finished 18 of 30 for 60% and had a total of 26 turnovers in the ballgame. Definitely the big difference there with Hobbs Eagle defense. Very aggressive out there. 17 rebounds for the Wildcats in this one. Top guy, R.J. Nora with 4, and 3 for Brian Weiss along with Juan Hernandez. Take a look at your Hobbs Eagles. Big-time point production going on for kind of a battle, too. Jalen Gore with 25 points. He also finished with a couple of three-pointers in the fourth quarter and was 5 of 6 from the line, including 3 rebounds. Right behind him by 1 point, Aaron Mora. He finished with a double-double, 24 points and 14 rebounds. He was also 2 for 4 from the charity stripe. So those two guys combining for 49 of the Hobbs Eagles' 85 points. So more than half of the production there. Double digits as well for Ronnie Ross. He hit that three-pointer at the buzzer in the third. He finished, or at halftime, I should say, finishing up with 10 in the ball game. He also was 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. Catre Morgan, 6 points and 2 rebounds, 0 for 1 on the line. Darius Royal getting all 6 of his points in the third quarter. And Tyler Box coming off the bench for a bucket and 2. Jesus Ramos had 5 points, 1 of 2 from the line, and Michael Mackey had 2 points with 3 rebounds. So the Hobbs Eagles with 9 scores in the books in this one, 11 of 19 from the free throw line for 57%. They out-rebounded Clovis 23-17, along with those 14 rebounds for Aaron Mora and 3 for Jalen Gore. Big difference in turnovers as well, 26 for Clovis and 16 for the Hobbs Eagles. Of course, the final score again, 85-60. So the Eagles winning by 25. Their biggest lead in this game was 31. So there you have it there. Hobbs going to 5-0 on the district record and 23-2 overall. Clovis dropping to 4-21 and 1-4 in the district. We should mention last score we had, at least the final, I should say, in Lee County. We had Lovington boys winning by a bucket over Artesia, 57-55. So a big win there for the Lovington Wildcats. Also going on tonight was another game that Roswell and Carlsbad, and I just lost that one. It was on my scoreboard here for just a second, and see if I can pull that one back up. Earlier tonight as well, the Hobbs Lady Eagles taking care of business too. The last score we got, and it looks like it's a final now, the Hobbs Lady Eagles winning 59-28, so 31-point win in that one. Some other games around Lee County. Last that we had, Jal leading the Tatum boys 26-19 at the half. And it was Hagerman up on Eunice in the third quarter. That's boys action as well, 31-23. So that's where we have the Lee County games. Looks like I've lost my final score on the Roswell-Carlsbad matchup. I thought I had that one down here a minute ago, and it's still live on the stream system. So let me see if I can pull that thing up real quick. Internet technology is going to stall me out here. 49-31 final score as Carlsbad gets an 18-point win over Roswell. So it's going to be a showdown next week. Hobbs will be at 5-0. Carlsbad at 4-1. Their only loss in district to the Eagles by 5 about a week and a half ago. So it better be a packed house there at Tasker Arena to get ready for those Eagles to win against the K-Men and get themselves punched a ticket for the district tournament and the #1 seed. Hope you enjoyed the action tonight live here on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Thanks to Tiffany Stewart doing a great job at the station as usual. I'm Ty Friend. Have a great rest of a weekend out there and a happy Valentine's Day on Monday.
Very clear.
Thanks a lot, Tip.
Welcome.
See
Drive
ya.
safe.
Thanks.